In this lesson, we'll review an improving the sentence problem. It's part of the writing multiple choice. We're on page 554, question 7 out of 14. This is a moderate problem. Because their flight was missed, the bride's parents ran frantically to another part of the airport to catch another plane that might still arrive in time for the wedding. We have to find the correct version of this underlined section. We have the answers below, but I always want you to get in the habit of finding the error, if any. Remember, if it's correct as is, it would be A, but if it's another version, you'd pick the corresponding letter. But let's take a look at this first clause here. We start with a because, and that's totally fine. That's going to create a subordinate clause. So because we know the bride's parents missed the flight, we've got the result, they ran frantically. But this first part, because their flight was any part of the form of the verb to be, that's the passive. Their flight was missed. That's really bulky, it's passive. Always avoid the passive. Use the active voice where the subject directly performs the action. So even though we've got after the comma, this is a dependent clause here in the beginning, the bride's parents, that's the subject that agrees with their, this is wrong because it's passive, because their flight was missed. The bride's parents. Why not turn it around? And just going to give you the answer here, and I think you'll see it's much better. You can certainly start it with because, but instead of saying their flight was missed, why not state the subject, the bride's parents, directly performing the action, missed their flight. That's a much better choice. Remember, eliminate the passive, use the active, because the bride's parents missed their flight. And then we have the comma. What's the subject? The bride's parents. They, the plural pronoun, had to run frantically to another part of the airport to catch another plane that still might arrive in time for the wedding. This is a much better choice. Remember, anytime you see the passive voice, get rid of it. I'm not saying the passive is never wrong, but this is really an egregious error. It's much too bulky, and it's just a glaring mistake. State it actively. The bride's parents missed their flight. They had to run, and this is exactly the choice as stated in B. All right. See you next time. Thanks for watching.